Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Um, so we're gonna be looking over um my predictions for the 2020 season. I made these in June. This is before we go to the Patriots one. I do want to say that what is it? Before we go to the Patriots one, I do want to say I made this before Cam Newton signed with them. It was like a week before actually, so don't count that. But you just see, I got the record right. So the offseason has been painful for one the Patriots have had. They lost Tom Brady, has been shipped to Tampa Bay, as well as All-Pro tight end Robert Gronkowski. They also lost other key pieces like Philip Dorsett, Kyle Van Noy, Landon Roberts, and Pro Bowl fullback James Stadler. The Patriots have to decide between two backup QBs heading into 2020 in Hoyer and Stidham. Once again, this is before Cam Newton. So, yeah. Belichick does like Stidham too, from what I'm hearing. And we don't know who is going to start. Now we do. But we are sure it won't be the same. Again, that's true. Record was 7-9, and that was exactly correct. So let's go. All right, moving on to the Buffalo Bills. So the Bills looked very promising in 2019. Looked to improve 2020, adding Josh Norman, a corner who has a few years past his star days. Not the greatest idea, but got a star wide receiver in Stephon Diggs for a good deal. Josh Allen should have a great season if he can avoid turnovers. That was also good. Allen was one of the most improved players in the NFL. Brady out of New England, the Bills control their own destiny of greatness. I predicted them to go 10-6, but they went 13-3 and now are the 2 seed, not the 3 seed. So I didn't do that bad. The Jets. Oh boy. The Jets did not do a lot to improve their team throughout the offseason. The team didn't get any worse either. Jamal Adams could be out of a Jets uniform. Very true. That is also true. He didn't even play a single game this season with the Jets. This might be the last season that Sam Darnold has to show his full potential to the Jets. They have basically shown warning to him by going out and signing veteran quarterback Joe Flacco in free agency. However, signing Josh Jackson in free agency as well will help the Jets offense circle mightily in 2019, and it really didn't get that much better. Alright, here's the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins, I don't think anybody expected them to be this good. The Dolphins were considered one of the worst teams in NFL history last season. Forward to now, and they are basically the reason why Tom Brady's in Tampa Bay. True. They now have miraculously managed to still be able to draft a man who is considered to be the best prospect coming into the draft about 8 months ago. Again, this is in June. Tua Tagovailoa. I don't even know if I said that right. Dolphins tanking has all led up to this. I didn't even spell that right. They will definitely look better, but they're back against games against the Seahawks and 49ers aren't doing Miami any favors. They lost to the Seahawks, but they blew out the 49ers, I'm pretty sure. So, 5-11, I don't think anybody expected the Dolphins to be that good. Alright, moving on to the Ravens. Even after disappointing loss to the Titans in the playoffs last year, the Ravens still look to be dangerous in 2020. Lamar Jackson, barring any injuries, should still be dynamic for the Ravens this year. One thing I do think the Ravens should do this year is throw a lot to the receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown. That did not age well. Alright, one game to watch this year, skipping ahead, is most certainly their playoff rematch against the Titans. It'll be interesting to see what the Ravens' game plan is, if the Titans can contain Lamar Jackson or not, and if the Ravens can contain Derrick Henry. We also had that ended. Derrick Henry in the Titans the game again. All right, moving on to the Steelers. Also, the record for the Ravens: 12-4, 2 in the playoffs. It wasn't that far off, but nah. All right, for the Steelers, I didn't do a lot. This might be a little too high, and I would be surprised if the Steelers are worse than my prediction. They were actually better. Yeah. But the reason I don't mostly did Steelers this high is because of their easy schedule. You know, Big Ben is a question mark. If his health and play in 2020, will he stay healthy? If he does, will he play well? He played average, I would say. He did well enough to get to play as he was in the playoffs. Overall, the Steelers are a huge question mark themselves, and I still think that's a valid point still coming into the playoffs. Cleveland Browns. Oh boy. To being crowned champions of the offseason, the Browns made a couple moves that will boost their team in 2020. The Browns had former tight end, Falcons tight end Austin Hooper, and defensive end Adrian Claiborne. I would definitely like the Hooper signing if I were a Browns fan. This will give another good target to throw to and a stacked receiver core that already consists of Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. And skipping ahead, there's a chance if Baker doesn't do well this year, then he could be out of town before his rookie contract is even up. Mayfield may even have a career in a few years. I know it sounds crazy, but it is possible. I don't think that's the case anymore. Just didn't go 8-8. They were a lot better than that. Going up. Okay, the Bengals. Joe Burrow should bring some good years to the Bengals, as they will be entering one of the toughest divisions in football. However, the Bengals didn't do much to improve their 2-14 record team. Their probably biggest free agent signing was probably Trey Waynes, a quarterback who only had 7 interceptions in his 5 years with the Vikings. Joe Burrow could easily turn this team into a Super Bowl contender to give him some targets to work with and a strong defense. You need 2 or 3 years to see the Bengals turn into a dangerous threat. 4-12. I think that's close. It might be exactly on point. We'll see afterwards. Alright, Texans. Alright, oh boy. Texans fans have gone through quite misery this offseason, and rightfully so. 2020 has been trashed in general. Now they lost their superstar wide receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. I'm sure a lot of Texans fans want him fired now, referring to Bill O'Brien. He lost a chunk of his offense. The Texans have no offensive line, and J.J. Watt is now the only relevant player in the defensive side of the ball. That is not true. Not exactly. Deshaun Watson will carry you guys to make you guys look decent. In fact, the real Texans need more game changers, not saying as good as Hawkins, someone in the secondary and a relevant wide receiver. Brandon Cooks actually did well this year, 9-7. I don't think the Texans were. I don't think anybody thought the Texans were going to be that bad. Alright, Titans. You see, I said they always go 9-7. They went 10-6. Great job. Obviously, they're better than 10-6. Alright, Colts. Colts look to improve as they went on the free agency and signed developer and QB Phillip Rivers. However, doesn't have many years left to play, and they signed former Pro Bowler Xavier Rhodes and tight end Trey Burton. Speaking of which, they lost Eric Ebron, I believe. So either Rivers or Brissett will be on a new team after this year. I don't know. Alright, 9-7. I believe I got those both exactly correct. They are the 7 seed, and I believe they both are 9-7. They might be 10-6. I'm pretty sure this Colts are 10-6, but alright. Jaguars. Don't get too mad at me, but I think the Jags are a bit too loose now. That's true. Skipping down. Minshew can get help from star running back Leonard Fournette. He got cut. As we all know, the Jaguars can develop nicely, but I don't honestly see this happening with the tough schedule and the loss of many defensive stars. So they were actually worse than I projected. They went 1-15 and went on a 15-game losing streak to end the season. Now for the Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl Kansas City champion Kansas City Chiefs doesn't really have much of truth in 2020. With Brady out of the AFC, this opens up room for more championships to be delivered to Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes looks ready to return for a new season, maybe even better than 2018. We threw for 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. Chiefs have a pretty easy schedule, so it might not be surprising if they repeat as Super Bowl champs. One seed, they were 14-2. They really were 15-1 because that last game of the Chargers, it didn't really matter. They rested a bunch of players, so that doesn't really matter to them that much. Denver Broncos. There's no obvious sign of the 2020 Denver Broncos. Chris Harris is now gone, but in comes Melvin Gordon, who showed form a great running back duo if he can stay healthy, as this will take lots of pressure of second-year quarterback Drew Lock. God dang, I can't spell. Adding AJ Boye from the Jags helps, but he alone is not enough. Pretty much every part from the Super Bowl 50 championship winning team is now gone. The last ones left is Von Miller. He's also getting up there in age. Miller didn't even play this year. And in fact, they already have a rising star passer from Bradley Chubb. Whatever the case is, I'm sure he will not be a Bronco for life. I'm not sure if that's still in question. Well, it's okay. Alright, the Raiders. The Raiders have moved once again, this time to Las Vegas. And you're wondering, why are they 6-10? Because it would be easy if they were Super Bowl contender 2016, like before Derek Carr got hurt. Speaking of Carr, he's on thin ice with the Raiders as they signed former first. He wasn't the first overall pick. I'm so stupid. However, the Raiders get a great draft pick in Henry Ruggs the third, who should be healthy and ready to go for Week 1. The Raiders were almost made the playoffs this year. So we're not exactly sure how the Chargers will start veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor, or they would go with the young buck rookie first-round draft choice in Justin Herbert. Obviously, Herbert started 15 of the 16 games, not because the Chargers' doctors are terrible. I'm excited to see three young quarterbacks, Herbert, Locke, and Mahomes, battle for the AFC West title for many years to come. I don't think Locke is going to be in Denver for that much long. Moving on to the NFC, we've got the Cowboys. It's pretty easy to say Dak's injury kind of ruined their season. Even though Frederick is retired, you can see 11-5. I'm pretty sure that could have happened with how bad this division is, if Dak was healthy the entire season. Alright, oh boy, the Eagles. Yeah. The Eagles made the playoffs last year with a wicked banged up roster and even won the division because it was so garbage. It was even worse this year. It was so bad. The football team made the playoffs with 7 wins. If the Eagles give him what he wants, so there's no doubt that 2020 the Eagles are a team to look out for in the AFC. Yeah, they're in the top 10 of their draft. So, safe to say that didn't age well. The Giants. Ever since the Giants championship run in the 2011 season, the Giants have not found a way to get their way going besides like 2016. I personally believe they can go places with young quarterback Daniel Jones and superstar running back Saquon Barkley. Unfortunately, Barkley did get injured. This 2020s look to be an exciting one for Giants fans, but like most years, don't expect anything much from them. 4-12, they were a little bit better. Almost won the division with 6 wins. That's crazy. This was before they changed their name, so I'm just gonna say I had them going 5-11, and I don't predict that the football team will be getting out of the basement anytime soon. All right, next one, the Packers. All right, after a dismal 2018 season, the Packers returned to their mid-2010s relevance and made the NFC Championship game in 2019. They did look very weak in their playoff run, but Aaron Rodgers isn't getting any better or younger. But another easy schedule more towards the end of the year. The Packers have a strong offense. And Christian Kirksey. We might even see Love start the season if Rodgers gets hurt, is not playing well. Rodgers had one of the best seasons of his career, actually, and is up for MVP with Mahomes right now. Don't worry, Packers fans, your season still looks to be successful. Indeed was. 12-4, they were the 1 seed, not the 3 seed. Pretty sure they were 13-3 too. Alright, Vikings. Minnesota looks strong for a wild card team last year, including the game in which they got a huge overtime winner over the Saints. Kirk Cousins should be as good as last year, along elite running back Dalvin Cook and elite wide receiver Adam Thielen. And losing some key pieces to free agency is still very good. Harrison Smith, Hunter, Evanson Griffin, Anthony Barr, Andrew Kendricks. Alright. So unless Green Bay falls off a cliff, the Vikings somehow become a powerhouse, this team is nothing better than just a wild card team. I didn't even have them playing playoffs, but they didn't even go over 500. So that's just wonderful. Alright, Bears. Alright. This is another thing. I don't think anybody projected Mitchell Trubisky to go back to his winning ways from 2018 where he made the Pro Bowl somehow at the end of the year. Pretty sure he was all done for in week 3 when he got benched. Before we have Bears, we still have to start Nick Foles. However, it'll be too late by then. If Foles will play well, that did not age well at all. Oh shoot. It stopped focusing. Oh, there we go. Alright. Trubisky will be most famous McDonald's worker. Employee in the nation. That is one of the worst things that will probably ever be on my channel. I am going 6-10, by the way. Alright, Lions. Matthew Stafford's back from the Lions after missing a good amount of the 2019 season, which resulted in the Lions only getting 3 wins. I know the Lions want to be loyal to their veteran quarterback, but pretty soon the Lions are going to have to face the truth and cut their ties with Stafford. It could be a season as after this. If one thing's for sure, the Lions are going to have to another double-digit loss season, and Stafford will not be a Lion for life. I'm pretty sure they were 10. I don't know, but I still don't believe that Stafford will be in Detroit for his whole life. I'm pretty sure he will leave Detroit, play one more season, then retire. He's still a good quarterback, though. The Saints trauma ends, going on to the NFC South. 3 straight years of heartbreaking losses due to sloppy or defense or ref ball. Drew Brees is still having Pro Bowl seasons coming into his age 41 season. You should expect a healthy Alvin Kamara to ball out again, after which was also true in the last year of his rookie contract. You can't forget Pro Bowl and a single exception receiver Michael Thomas. He got injured. Not much to say there. The point is, the Saints are going to surpass Brady, which is true, and the Bucks. That sounded still a little weird. For the NFC South crown and suffer another brutal playoff defeat. It'll be hilarious. Honestly, I hate the Saints. I'm not gonna lie. They did go 13-3. I just don't like the Saints, and it kills me to say that. The Saints are gonna take the South crown. Alright, the Bucks. Alright. So where do we start with this team? Of course, they added Tom Brady in free agency, and the Bucks, with these signings, the Bucks are sure to take down the Saints and the Breeze. Brady will conquer the NFC just what he did in the AFC. Now, hold on right there. That is part of the problem. As you saw in the Bears selection, the NFC is just a whole other world from the AFC. What's that word? The Bucks are sure to be a threat in 2020. But the Bucks cannot make the same mistakes. 2019, the Browns were just sitting back, expect everything to give them on a silver play. Rob Gronkowski the third. They have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, and now AB, which they added mid-season after his suspension was over. You can't be too sure about Gronk, though he has lost a lot of weight and will probably be a bit raw form after not playing for 2 years, but he's Gronk. You know what Gronk can do. I dare say Brady will probably lead this team out of mediocrity to a playoff spot. That is true. I had them going 12-4, and they were the 5 seed in the playoffs. All of that is accurate. Alright, Falcons. Ugh. Falcons showed promise towards the second half of the season. They go 6-2 and go. I don't know. I have lost all hope. One of the popular signings was signing Todd Gurley. That did not go well. Todd Gurley has regressed a lot. He showed a lot of regression since leaving the Rams. However, with a tough division and schedule, you can't expect the Dirty Bird to make it better, to make it back to the playoffs this year, and they weren't even third in their division. They were last. Okay. Alright. Panthers, my favorite team! Okay, I'll tell you, I'm not trying to be unbiased. Alright. The Panthers have a young and talented roster, starting with star running back Christian McCaffrey, who was part of the third player to join the 1,000 club. McCaffrey could do it again if he stays healthy, and I think I jinxed us. The Panthers made a questionable decision on the draft, drafting D tackle Derek Brown with the 7th overall pick over linebacker Isaiah Simmons, who can play any position on the field. So far, I'm happy for the decision as a Panthers fan, to be honest. I like Derek Brown, and I like him a lot. Speaking of which, Panthers secondary is in dire need of hopefully second round pick Jeremy Chinn will be able to help out a bit, and Jeremy Chinn, yeah, he is going. I bet you that Jeremy Chinn will probably win Defensive Rookie of the Year. It's between him or Chase Young, but I have faith in Jeremy. However, the Panthers, to sum it up, will probably have to wait another year or two to get back in the playoffs. My spelling strikes again. Panthers were a little bit worse. Check down, Teddy. Strikes. 49ers. Alright. See that? 49ers should return to dominance in the NFC, but they have to be careful in the fact that the NFC West might be the only division where everybody in it has a shot of winning the division. But to be honest, the 49ers will probably do just fine. With all the injuries that they had, it didn't go quite that way. Alright, moving on to the Seahawks. Seahawks are 1 year short of having a playoff game at home last year. And this year it might just... What's that? What happened? Russell is back. The offense looked to be strong. And so with the defense, even though the whole LOB is out. But with the touch division, and still just can't sit back and everything to fall together into their hands. There should be a problem because the Seahawks might be the strongest team in the division. Even if they do end up signing Antonio Brown, this did not work out, unfortunately for them. And he stays out of trouble. The Seahawks may be able to return to their 2014 form. They actually look really good. They have struggled in the second half of the season, 12-4. They are I believe, the 3 seed in the playoffs. Alright, moving on to the Rams, 10-6. Last year was quite a bum for the Rams. They no longer have their workhorse Todd Gurley. It's the Falcons, maybe for the best. They did nothing to improve the team with the compete with the Seahawks and 49ers. The Rams have to wake up and realize it's not 2018 anymore. The Seahawks are better than the normal wildcard team. The 49ers and Cardinals have destroyed their tanks ready and are ready to compete. The NFC West in 2020 is the most interesting division to watch, and it still kind of was. Rams will certainly do well, but it will But will it be enough to place the January football? And that answer is a resounding yes. Alright, the Cardinals. Wow, I get their record exactly right. The Cardinals are perhaps the weakest team in the division, but they're still pretty solid. Adding DeAndre Hopkins and sending off David Johnson so you can get Kenyon Drake get some more playing time was a good idea. Adding him to an offense that could Saints rising star Kyler Murray, old but reliable Larry Fitzgerald, and young and speedy wide receiver Christian Kirk can lead to a scary sight. Signing DeAndre Campbell and stealing Isaiah Simmons in the draft to pair with Chandler Jones, who almost had 20 sacks last year, be hard to avoid and stop. Cardinals, they are ready to compete with their division for many years to come, even as soon as next year, but don't worry, Cardinal fans, you won't have to wait much longer. This is still in play. They almost made the playoffs. They were just beat out by the Bears. Probably would have helped if they beat the 49ers in this week 16 game. But yeah, alright. Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.